This man was completely unreal. Right before he turned to leave, the goddess told him he could take any one item he wanted. But Sato was not like everyone else. Faced with a spread of god-tier gear and ridiculously powerful abilities, he ignored all of it. Instead, perfectly calm, he pointed straight at the goddess herself. Aqua had not even processed what was happening when another goddess appeared in the sky. Since the system had accepted Sato's wish, the next steps would be handled by the newcomer. Aqua stared as a teleportation circle formed under her feet, and she was genuinely stunned. By normal logic, she was a goddess too, so a choice like that should not have worked. But Sato was thrilled. As for how he died, the reason was absurd enough on its own. Sato tried to save a girl and got hit by a tractor going only 2.5 miles per hour. To be precise, he was not killed by the impact. He was scared to death. The tractor was going to stop in front of the girl anyway, but Sato thought he was about to get crushed. He panicked, lost control of his bladder, and passed out on the spot. After he was taken to the hospital, he could not handle the doctors and nurses laughing at him. He completely broke down, and then he dropped dead from the shock. In that moment, it was not just Sato who was stunned. Even the goddess lost it laughing. She had been doing this job for years, and this was the first time she had ever seen someone die like that. Even worse, when Sato's family heard the cause of death, they also could not stop laughing. As the goddess responsible for guiding people who died young, Aqua gave Sato two options. The first was to go to heaven and live a carefree, do-nothing kind of life. The downside was obvious. No television, no comics, no games, not even basic entertainment. The second was to go to another world and defeat a demon king. There was also a limited time bonus for choosing the second option. He could keep his memories, pick one designated item to bring with him, and his language ability would load automatically. Of course, there was also a 2.5% chance he would become an idiot. In her view, that was not much of a risk. Sato barely hesitated. He chose the second path immediately. Aqua then summoned dozens of cards covered with different weapons and special abilities. As a longtime gamer, Sato got hit with choice paralysis. His hesitation clearly annoyed Aqua. She rushed him, because there was a long line of dead people waiting to be reincarnated. To her, Sato was just an ordinary guy, not worth getting excited about. The moment she said that, she regretted it. Sato finally snapped. He raised his hand, pointed at Aqua, and said he wanted to take her as the one item. And that is how everything returned to the scene from the beginning. Once Sato actually arrived in the new world, he quickly realized the problem. Other than her looks, Aqua was a disaster in almost every way, especially her brain. A goddess who could not even produce a single decent piece of equipment was hard to take seriously. But Sato forced himself to stay calm. In a role-playing game, step 1 is always going to the guild to get information. When he asked where the guild was, Aqua just stared at him blankly. Luckily, the town was small, and they eventually found the Adventurers Guild anyway. Then a new issue hit. Registering as an adventurer required a fee, and the goddess did not have a single coin. As the two of them stood there awkwardly, Aqua suddenly stood up and decided to borrow money from a nearby priest in the name of the water goddess. She did not expect that the priest actually worshipped Arns, Aqua's junior goddess. Just as Aqua was about to leave, the priest called her back and handed her 4 gold coins, saying it was a blessing from Lady Arns. He also seriously warned her that no matter how devout someone was, they still could not go around calling themselves a goddess. That was the moment Aqua completely fell apart. Being doubted was bad enough, but getting pitted by her junior's followers was humiliating on another level. Still, the money problem was solved, and registration began right away. All an adventurer had to do was